Christina today. I think she's at a wedding, so nice to have you here. I'm happy to be here. Today is going to be very much heart-centered flow. I don't know if you keep up with astrology, but it is quite an interesting time. We've got a Mercury retrograde in Cancer. It is Cancer season, so all the feels. But also, we've got some of these outer planets doing some funky stuff and causing all of us to really have an inward moment. So to ground, we're going to have a heart practice today. So lots of heart opening, lots of twisting. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can make these movements a little bit smaller. And with that, we'll start on our backs. Arriving on your mat, getting comfortable, settling into your breath, maybe closing down the eyes. You've arrived. Settle into your breath. Notice where your breath wants to take you, where your breath wants to go. Also notice any sticking points in your body. Sending breath to your hips, knees. Sending breath to your limbs, all the way up through the crown of your head. Take 2 big breaths in together. Inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. One more, inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Come into some belly breathing, keeping your eyes closed. Filling up through the belly on your inhale. Exhale, pressing that air out, belly button sinking to your spine. Inhale, you fill up through the belly. Exhale, you release all the way back down. Keep this breath pattern, sinking your inhales and exhales, filling, expanding your belly, contracting. Now we'll take Durga Pranayama, 3-part breath. On your inhale, you'll fill up belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, fill up belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, let it go like a wave, back down. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Take this pattern a few more times at your pace. Feeling your entire front side body expand and contract with your breath. Waking up your heart center. Durga Pranayama helps flush excess energy out of your lungs. It allows you more space to hold what's more important. When you feel ready, you can come back to a normal breath. Eyes stay closed. We'll go to a small meditation. I invite you to bring your awareness to your backside body, to each touch point between your body and the mat. Your sit bones, your shoulder blades. And imagine on your exhale, growing roots. Those roots can represent the love you offer yourself today. Each exhale deepens those roots through your mat, through the floor, the sidewalk, the dirt, the rock, clay. And I invite you to bring your awareness to your front side body. Imagining with each inhale, you grow branches. Imagine these branches representing you sending out love to someone. Could pick a family member, a friend, someone who you have a challenging relationship with. You could pick someone who you just crossed the street and saw. But envision this person in your mind. And on each inhale, your branches grow to the ceiling, sending love out to this person. Each exhale sends your roots deeper into the mat, deepening your self-love. Imagine this expansion of love all around you. Your cup is filled, so filled that you can fill others. When you feel ready, you can start creating some small movements in your fingers and your toes. Maybe massaging the back of your head on your mat before bringing your knees slowly into your chest, giving yourself a big hug before rocking and rolling the length of your mat, coming to a seat facing the front. Beautiful. Before we get moving, we're going to take one more breath pattern, alternate nostril breathing. So with our peace fingers, we're going to place them on the bridge of our nose on either side. And then with our ring finger and thumb, we're going to place each one on the part of our nose that flares so that we can open and close each nostril easily. So your peace fingers are a little bit further up on the bridge of your nose, while your ring finger and thumb are right on the part that can open and close each nostril. In a moment, we'll close the left nostril and breathe in through the right, and then exhale through the left as we plug the right. Imagine as we do this, bringing in love into your body, and with each exhale, sending it out. So we'll start this pattern. Plug the left side, inhale right, plug the right, exhale left. Again, plug the left, inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Few more. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more. Inhale right. Exhale left. Now we'll switch it. Plugging the right, we'll inhale through the left. Exhale out the right. Inhale through the left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Two more times. Inhale left. Exhale right. One more round. Inhale left. Exhale right. Beautiful. Hands can come to our knees. We can rub our hands together slowly, building heat in our hands before bringing our thumbs to our sternum, coming to stillness, reminding ourselves of that intention of love today, keeping that person in your mind. Beautiful. We'll start moving. Inhale, your left leg or left arm goes up and over as your right hand plants. Stay here, looking underneath your left armpit, breathing through each rib. Inhale, reach up, Other side, left hand plants, right hand goes to the sky, reaches up and over. Plugging both sit bones down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, easy twist. Right hand meets left knee. Left hand reaches behind you. Inhale, your crown grows taller. Exhale, you twist deeper. Stay here for a few breaths, feeling the sensation of this twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, other side. Left hand meets right knee. Right hand plants behind you. Inhale, grows you taller. Exhale, twist you deeper. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, almost like a wide cactus, squeezing your shoulder blades together, reaching out with each finger. And as you inhale, you reach further. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Almost like a cat spine. Inhale, reach back out. Exhale, hug. Alternate arms on top. We're going to take this a few times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hug. One more time. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, hug. Make it the biggest one yet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. We're just going to take some hip circles. Releasing the hips. We are going to do some hip opening today. That always comes with some heart opening inevitably. You can reverse your circle if you haven't already. When you feel complete, you can make your way to tabletop. Take some natural movements here. So your hips stack over your knees, shoulders stacked over your wrists. Maybe that looks like bigger hip circles, wrist stretches, early cat-cows. Listen to your body here. Give it what it's asking for. We'll come to stillness. Take some traditional cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, push the ground away, see spine. Inhale, cow, heart shines forward. Exhale, cat, belly button to spine, pushing the ground. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take this at your pace, breath to movement. Feeling the expansion and contraction of your heart space. Maybe taking a pause between each movement and really feeling that inhale and exhale. One more full round. Come back to stillness. Getting lighter in your right hand. You'll reach your right arm to the sky. Exhale, hover underneath the left armpit. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hover one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plant, thread the needle, shoulder and cheek meet the mat. Left hand can reach forward or take a half bind. Take a few deep breaths in this expansive pose. Sending breath through the back of your heart. When you feel ready, left hand plants by your face. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, hand plants. Take the other side. Getting lighter in your left hand. Inhale, your left arm high. Exhale, hover underneath the right armpit. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, hover. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, plant, thread the needle, shoulder and cheek meet the mat. Right hand can reach forward or for a half bind. 3 deep breaths here. When you feel complete, right hand plants by your face. Inhale, left hand goes to the sky. Exhale, back to tabletop. We'll take our hands, 2 generous hand prints forward, and melt into puppy pose. Hips stack over knees as your forehead, chin, and chest melt toward the mat. Inhale, you reach longer. Exhale, you melt deeper. Beautiful, everyone. We'll take one more deep breath here. On your next exhale, come into child's pose, pressing back. Feet come together, knees wide apart, still reaching forward. Inhale. Exhale, side bend, left hand over right to the top right corner of your mat. Sending breath to your left side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side, right hand over left on the top left corner of your mat. Sending breath through the right side body through each rib. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, back to tabletop. We'll tuck our toes here and just sit on our heels. If that doesn't feel accessible, you can always sit up like this. We're just gonna take some simple arm rolls. So we're gonna take our left hand to our hip. Our right arm is just gonna trace a big circle around, and you can take your gaze with it. Making sure it's as expansive of a circle as you can make it. We'll take a few more here, just waking up the chest, the shoulders. Beautiful, one more round. And we'll switch it out. Right hand to your hip. Left hand reaches up and over, tracing the side, keeping your gaze on your fingers, following the circle. One more full round. We'll come back to center. It's also a great toe stretch, and you don't even know you're doing it. All right. From tabletop, we'll push back into our first downward dog of this practice. Maybe it's your first down dog of the day. Welcome. Gripping the mat with all 4 corners of your hands. Each finger is gripping, pressing your chest back toward your thighs, keeping a small bend in your knees to send your hip bones or your sit bones high. Beautiful. We'll take one big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. On your inhale, you'll walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold back with your mat. We'll hang out here. Head and neck completely releases. Generous bend in the knees to release your lower back. Maybe you swing, grab opposite shoulders, opposite elbows, whatever feels accessible. Before rolling slowly up to Tadasana Mountain Pose, taking your time. Good job. We're going to take a little Qigong break. We love that. So with feet slightly wider than hip width, we'll have our knees slightly bent, and we'll just start swinging. You can make this a small movement at first. This can build. Eventually, maybe the backs of your hands hit your kidneys. In Qigong, this is called knocking on the door of life. It's said that our kidneys hold a lot of our energy, and by stimulating them, we are releasing it to other parts of our body. Beautiful. We can just slow this down. Good work. We'll come into some good cactus arms, and we'll start twisting. Again, you can make this small, or you can start getting your knees involved. You can get your breath involved. We're waking up the meridians of our body before we get into our vinyasa. Beautiful. All right, we'll slow that down. Good work, everyone. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale your way back to downward facing dog. You can go straight there or take a vinyasa, take a chaturanga if that feels right for you today. Awesome. Inhale, high toes, look forward. Exhale, tiny steps to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. We'll stay here, sending breath through each rib, reaching tall. And similar to what we were doing just a few minutes ago, we'll place our left hand on our hip, and we'll trace circles with our right hand, tracing it back and around, keeping your drishti or your gaze on your fingertips. Feel the difference in how this feels standing versus how it felt kneeling. A few more. We'll switch it up. Right hand comes to your hip, left hand reaches up and over. Drishti is following maybe your middle finger. Keeping your hips faced forward. Beautiful. Take one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, wide cactus, squeezing your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale your way to downward facing dog. That's our Sun A. We'll take that a few times together. Inhale, high toes, look forward. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, wide cactus, maybe baby back bend, gaze can go high. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll take that two more times. Inhale, high toes, look forward. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, high mountain. Exhale, wide cactus, baby back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. One more time through this Sun A. Everyone's doing great. Inhale, high toes, look forward. Exhale, hop or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, rise and reach, high mountain. Exhale, wide cactus. Gaze is up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come down to the knees. We'll take just a moment, bringing our hands to our heart center, closing down the eyes, remembering our intention, shooting love out of our hearts to that person we've chosen, sending that love back into ourselves. When you feel ready, meet me back in a downward facing dog. No rush. When we've gotten there, we'll take one inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Beautiful. Inhale, high toes, look forward. Exhale, top of mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Listen for the change. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit back as your heart shines forward. Knees track in line with the toes. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, right hand back, left hand forward. Easy twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand back, right hand forward. Inhale, reach up. Everything lengthens. Exhale, swing. Let it go. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swing. Reach. Swing. Take this at your pace, gathering energy and sweeping it behind you. 3 more. 2, 1. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, come down to the knees. Exhale to child's pose. We'll take 3 restorative breaths here. Catching our breath after so much movement. Before resetting, coming back into downward facing dog in our own time. You can come back into home base, down dog. We'll inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Set up for warrior 1. Back heel pivots 45 degrees. Set up, look forward, and then rise, warrior 1. Stay here, reaching with the fingertips, pulling your belly button in. And on your next exhale, hands bind behind the back. Inhale, puff the chest. Exhale, dive forward, humble warrior. Melt in front of your front leg. You can keep the bind or release it, bringing your hands to the ground. We're here for 3 full breaths. Letting your head and neck release. When you're ready, inhale, reach everything high. Front leg lengthens. Exhale into warrior 2, front leg 3 bends. Stay here. Surfing it in and out, seeing how this feels until you find your center. Beautiful. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right leg pivots in. We'll close down the eyes and connect with that love energy once more. On our next exhale, our left foot pivots out as we make our way to warrior 2 to the back. Kind of funky. Stay here, surfing it in and out, finding your center on the side. Before pivoting your left foot in, bringing your heart or your hands back to heart center. 1 more inhale. Exhale back into warrior 2 to the front. Beautiful. We'll floss that a few times. Inhale, heart, hands come to heart center. Both feet pivot in. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back. Inhale, hands come to heart center. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Take this at your breath to movement, noticing how it feels to shift front to back. Taking as much time or grace as you need in your body to make this movement possible. Take this 1 more time each side. Coming to the back, hands to heart center, coming back to the front, staying in warrior 2 here. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach back. Exhale, Trikonasana, straighten your front leg. Arms tick-tock to 12 and 6. Maybe your bottom hand meets somewhere on your leg, your ankle, or a block is a great option here. Staying here, maybe bringing your left hip back ever so slightly. Inhale. Exhale into side angle, rebending your right leg, elbow to knee. right hand or left hand reaches to the top corner of the room. Staying here, sending breath to your left side body. Beautiful. Inhale, low lunge twist, left hand plants, right hand to the sky. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Option for chaturanga, or option to head straight there. Beautiful. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Warrior one, set up, back foot pivots 45 degrees. Look forward, then rise, warrior one. Staying here, reaching taller. Maybe you heel toe your front foot out a little bit to make room for your hip. On your next exhale, hands bind behind the back. Inhale, puff the chest. Exhale, dive forward into humble warrior. Head and neck releases. Option to keep or ditch the bottom. You've got 3 breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up, everything lengthens. Exhale into warrior two, front leg rebends. Surf it out here, feeling your way in this pose on this side. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to heart center, left foot pivots in. We'll move a little faster this time. Inhale. Exhale out to warrior two to the back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, warrior two to the front. We'll stay here. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach back. Exhale, Trikonasana, straighten your front leg. Arms tick-tock to 12 and 6. Bottom hand meets a block or your shin or ankle. Bringing your right hip back in space. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Left leg rebends, elbow to knee. Right hand reaches toward the top corner of the room. Inhale, low lunge twist. Right hand plants, left hand to the sky. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to take that breath to movement. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, release. Beautiful. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Warrior one, set up. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands bind behind the back. Inhale, heart shines. Exhale, humble warrior, dive down. One breath here, in and out. Inhale, reach up, everything lengthens. Exhale, leg rebends, come into a warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Trikonasana, drift forward. One breath here, in and out. Inhale. Exhale, side angle, right elbow to right knee as left hand reaches toward the top corner. Inhale, low lunge twist, left hand plants, right hand to the sky. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. One more time on your left side. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step through. Set up for warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands bind. Inhale, shine your heart. Exhale, dive into humble warrior one, full breath. Inhale, reach up, everything lengthens. Exhale into warrior two, left leg rebends. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach back. Exhale, Trikonasana, front leg straightens. Tick-tock your arms down. One full breath here. Inhale. Exhale into side angle, elbow to knee. right hand reaches. Inhale, low lunge twist, right hand plants, left hand to the side. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Coming to a child's pose. Option for water. You've got about 10 breaths to really restore here. Halfway through your time. No rush. Awesome. When you're ready, you can come back to downward dog. Just make sure your blocks are accessible close to the front of your mat. Taking your time back into down dog. Maybe lifting and lowering the heels, feeling the difference in your body since you first got here. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Inhale into warrior two, just briefly. Exhale into star pose. Get really expansive. Heels in, toes out. And on your next exhale, dive into a wide-legged forward fold. We've got 10 well-deserved breaths here. You can take skandasana or lunges. You can take a headstand, shoulder stand, whatever feels good here. Halfway through your time. Releasing your head and neck entirely. When you feel ready, hands plant under shoulders. Come back into a low lunge, back knee down. So we're in this low lunge. Grab your blocks if this feels right. We're going to sink into our lunge on our inhale. On our exhale, we'll shift back to half split. Inhale brings you into low lunge. Exhale to half split. Also a good idea to have a blanket underneath your knee if that feels good to you. We'll take this in and out, flossing, sinking our breath. Maybe in your half split, you wiggle your toes. A few more. When you feel ready to come back into your low lunge, you can bring your blocks to the side, back knee lifts. Inhale, low lunge twist, right hand to the sky. Exhale back to down dog, look at the other side. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step through, set up for warrior two. Inhale, rise, just briefly. Exhale, star, heels in, toes out. Get expansive, reaching long. Exhale, melt into your wide-legged forward fold. We'll take about 5 breaths on this side. Taking anything you didn't get to take before. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders over wrists. Exhale into a low lunge, back knee down. Take our blocks. We'll sink into our low lunge on the inhale. Exhale into half splits. Inhale sinks you deeper. Exhale, you reach back. Take this breath to movement. Maybe wiggling your toes for more sensation. Beautiful, a few more. When you feel complete, you can come back to your low lunge, place your blocks to the side, lift your back leg, inhale, low lunge twist, left hand to the sky. Exhale back to downward facing dog.
And we'll walk our hands back to the mat one more time to meet our feet forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll slow up to Tadasana. We'll take a second Qigong break to end this practice before we really cool down. So we'll start with our feet hip width apart, good bend in our knees, and we'll just start shaking. If you've ever taken a Qigong class here, you know where this is going to go. So we're going to start shaking. Maybe you get your arms involved. Maybe this looks more like jumping. You're getting your voice involved. Shaking energy out. Beautiful. Coming back down. Taking some stillness, closing down the eyes. Feeling the energy shift through your fingertips, up through your arms, down through your center. Beautiful. 2 more practices here. We'll open our eyes. We'll take Qigong ball. This is looking like 2 hands a few inches apart in front of your belly. And on your inhale, you'll expand as if you're expanding a big beach ball. Exhale, you're compressing it. Inhale, ball expands. Exhale, ball contracts. Option to close down the eyes through this practice. Feeling the expansiveness of the energy between your fingertips, opening and closing. 1 more round. Inhale. Exhale. Our last one is called Bringing Down the Heavens. We're simply going to bring our palms up as if we're bringing a wave of energy over us. Then we'll press this energy down in front of our center. And we'll take that a few times. Inhale, reaching up, gathering energy. Exhale, pressing it down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bringing down that energy. 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. We're cooling it down. Inhale your left, right leg high. Exhale into a half pigeon. You can also take this on your back if that feels more accessible, figure 4. So right ankle is right behind your left wrist if you're in this position. Inhale, lay it in the saddle, reaching high. Exhale, melting down over your front leg. You're taking figure 4. You're taking that ankle over your knee, pulling in. Beautiful. We're going to be here for about 10 breaths. We've got lots of time to melt into this pose. Halfway through your time, if you'd like to adjust anything. Ready, hands plant, you can reach up. And however is best, you can get into a 3-legged down dog. Right leg is high. Exhale, right leg meets the left. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale into half pigeon. Left ankle behind right wrist. Or if you're taking some time before, you can switch it up here. Inhale like a halfway lift. Exhale, melt down. Release. 10 breaths. Halfway through your time. eyes to the sky. Exhale, left leg plants by the right, come down to the knees. We've done a lot of chest openings, so we're going to end with a little camel. You can take many variations here. We're going to take 3 rounds. So this looks like standing on our knees with our toes tucked. We can start with bringing fists to the back, our lower back, squeezing our elbows in together and pressing our hips forward. So we're creating a baby back bend. So we'll take that for a few breaths. Gaze can go to the sky. Exhale, slowly lower out. The second round, you're welcome to bring your fingertips toward the lower back, facing up. This time, we'll squeeze our elbows in a little bit more and maybe edge back a little bit more than you did last time, keeping your gaze up, keeping your neck in line. Exhale, come back up. For our last round, we can take full camel, or you can stay exactly where you are. Full camel looks like reaching back and grabbing each heel, squeezing your elbows in, and then shining your heart up. Gaze can go up, protecting your neck. And to get out of this, just exhale, reach back up, sit on the knees, and we'll swing our legs around for a wide-legged seated pose. We'll have our blocks in front of us. We'll use them in just a moment. Before we do, we'll bring our left arm by our leg, inside our leg, and our right arm is going to reach up and over for a side bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, switch it out. So right arm in front of right leg. Left arm reaches up and over, sending breath to your left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. We'll take a moment of rest. We're going to place our blocks just so that we can rest our head comfortably, where we're getting a nice stretch through our inner thigh, but we're not feeling any pinching. So feel free to set that up however that feels best for you, where you can settle for about a minute. It's a beautiful hip opener. You've got lots of time, so if anything needs to be adjusted, do so. Halfway through your time, lots of time to melt. If you're ready, you can slowly sit up out of this pose, bringing your blocks to the side. We're going to swing our legs around and slowly roll back to a supine position, laying down on our back. You can bring a block with you. We're going to hit 3 rounds of bridge. If you'd like this to be restorative, you can lift your hips and bring the block right underneath your sacrum. So not your low back, not your hips, but right in the middle. So nothing should feel like it's pinching. If you're taking active bridge with me, you're going to have your feet hip width and parallel, pressing into the ground. Hands are by your sides, pressing as well. On your inhale, you'll press everything down, lift your hips up into a bridge. Exhale, slowly lower down. We'll take 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach up, creating one long line from your knees to your chin. Exhale to lower. We'll take one more round here. Inhale, reach up, maybe your thighs squeeze together. Exhale to lower. If you are taking restorative, you can lift your hips and remove the block. We'll take our knees into our chest. Give ourselves a big hug, maybe the biggest hug of the day. Beautiful. We'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Feet in, knees out wide. This is a beautiful time for blocks to be underneath your knees. We'll be here for about a minute, so get comfortable. Halfway through your time here. When you feel ready, you can close your legs like a book. We'll take a counter pose, constructive rest, feet out wide, knees knocking in together. We'll take this pose for about a minute as well. Get comfortable, make your adjustments. You should feel really good on the low back. Halfway through your time, lots of time left. So when you feel complete, you can come into happy baby. Hands reaching for the outsides of your feet, bringing your knees into your armpits. Option to straighten one leg and then the other, roll around. You can make this playful. Heart energy can also be playful, kid-like. And our last pose together, arms and legs up the wall. Maybe we take a little shake, releasing the energy from our limbs down to our center. Shake, shake, shake. When you feel complete, you can take any last movements in this practice that we didn't get to hit before we come to our final resting position. Listening to your body, giving it what it needs. We've got about a minute before we finally reach our Shavasana. Before we get there, lead us through one last small meditation. Getting comfortable, finding stillness. I invite you to bring your attention now to your right big toe. Feel the energy in your toe. Feel that love energy ignited there. Sending that energy through your second toe, your third, your fourth, all the way to your pinky toe. Coming down to your heel. Your
entire right foot ignited with love. Now bring that energy up your foot, up your ankle, your shin, your calf, your knee, your thigh, your right hip bone, your right sit bone, feeling it plug into your mat. Sending love energy up through each rib, up through the heart center, pausing there, feeling that space expanded with so much love for yourself, for that person you chose today, for everyone else. Bring your awareness down your right arm, to your elbow, to your right thumb, your pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, all the way back up your neck, to the crown of your head. Bringing that energy back down your left side, left cheek, your left jaw, your neck, your left shoulder, down to your elbow, your thumb, your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, pinky, back up and down through the heart space, down your left ribs, down to your hip, your sit bone, your thighs, your left knee, your left calf and shin, ankle, down to your left heel, igniting your pinky toe, your fourth toe, your third, your second, all the way to your left toe, big toe. Feel this love energy united throughout your entire body. Hold on to this love energy throughout the rest of your day. I'll call you out next time. Shavasana. on the mat. Slowly bring your knees into your chest, taking your time before rolling on to your right side, using your bicep as a pillow. Taking your time, sit up, facing me, with your eyes closed. Hands can come to heart center. We'll close this practice with an Om. Take a breath in and out to prepare. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in to prepare for Om. Thumbs come to third eye center. We bow forward in honor of love, in honor of the teachers and students who came before us, and those who come after. Namaste. Thank you all for sharing space with me today. I hope you have a great day and lots of love ahead. And stay cool, most importantly. I've been enjoying the little bits of rain we've been getting though. We need more though. I know. I hear we're gonna get a lot in the fall.
Oh, really? Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, I don't even remember where she's sitting from.
Yeah.
And just thinking,
It's nice to be comfortable.
Probably work out.
I did create a vinyasa because Carl, have you taken his classes? He teaches noon on Wednesdays and he's also out and he teaches vinyasa, so he asked me to sub. So I was like, well, we'll just play it, let's see. I know, it's definitely spirited.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
It's kind of hard, huh? Huh?
It's like a good level. I don't think it's too good.
Yeah.
It was like, you get to the end of the side.
Yeah.
Not as easy as this.
I know, totally.
It was the same one I was wondering. Scheduling thing.
Yes, scheduling can be hard, totally. Thank you for coming.